Hello, good morning. It's July over here and it's still as wet as ever in the UK. I just had a fortnight of Wimbledon, which I love, and I've obviously been trying to fit writing in around that. I just wanted to pop on and say hi and tell you about my latest release, which is called Toxic Cruise Cocktail. It's the 13th book in the Rachel Prince mystery series, and I know a lot of you who watch this channel love audiobooks, and I have just I've released 8, I think, for free on YouTube now, up to A Murder Mystery Cruise. There are a couple more that I still have and have kept back, and I've just commissioned the 12th in the series, which would be Treacherous Cruise Flirtation. I lose track, I've written so many. Treacherous Cruise Flirtation. I've just commissioned that with Alex Lee, the wonderful audiobook narrator that you all know and love. But today you're going to hear a chapter from me, if you can bear with it. I know it will be nothing like Alex's, and I'm not even going to attempt to do the accents, but I just thought, as I've released a new book, I would actually record a chapter for you. So this is chapter 1. Rachel Jacobi Prince stood in the queue waiting in the cool sanctuary of the famous Raffles Hotel lobby. The air conditioning created a welcome respite from the sweltering Singapore heat outside. With reservations in her hand, she untied and retied her long hair into a loose bun to keep her neck cool. "Excuse me, do you come here often?" a man said, nudging her. Rachel swung around to give him an ear bashing until she looked down, recognising him. "Bernard, how wonderful to see you! What are you doing here?" "I've been home for a week and flew in from Manila last night. I'll be back on board the ship tomorrow." "Are you staying here?" "Nah, too rich for me, Rachel. I've been on a training course. We've just finished. They like to keep us updated on the latest medical guidelines. I'd love to stay and chat, but I'm already late for dinner. A few of the crew are reboarding tomorrow and we're going out for some proper Chinese food." Rachel almost wished she could go with him. Bernard was always fun to be around. "Well, thanks for saying hello. We'll catch up properly during the cruise." "Looking forward to it. Where's that husband of yours? Sarah told me he's joining you on this one." "He's gone to retrieve our luggage. My parents brought it from the airport while we went on a whistle-stop tour." "Let's hope Carlos keeps you out of mischief," Bernard said, tapping his nose. Lowering his voice, he added, "No more murders, please." He hurried away before she quipped back. Rachel was smiling, happy to have run into Bernard, a nurse from the ship they would be joining. Bernard happened to be a friend and colleague of her best friend Sarah, who also worked in the medical team. The queue cleared ahead of her and she found herself next in line. A shiny marble floor gleamed beneath her feet, and the gentle murmur of conversation filled the air behind her. The lobby felt as refreshing as a drink of ice-cold water. A sharp bump on her right shoulder jolted Rachel from her thoughts. She turned, thinking Bernard might have forgotten something. No Bernard. Instead, a middle-aged man with silver-grey hair barged past her and strutted to the desk. "Are there any messages for me?" he bellowed at the young receptionist, almost rugby tackling the people ahead of Rachel, who sidestepped to dodge the angry man. His voice boomed across the lobby, causing people to turn their heads. The receptionist's eyes betrayed alarm as she tried to maintain her composure. Stammering, she said, "Sir, I apologise, but there's a queue behind you. You must wait your turn." The side of the man's face contorted into a furious shade of crimson. He leaned menacingly towards the defenceless girl, his anger palpable. "I don't have time for this nonsense. Answer the question." A manager intervened, preventing the situation escalating out of control. My apologies for any delay, Mr. Bigham. Please step this way." The manager's tone came across as deferential and respectful as he gracefully led the man named Bigham to one side. "How may I be of help?" The manager cast a sympathetic glance back at the receptionist as he spoke. "Please continue attending to the other guests, Millie." Rachel exhaled, thankful she wouldn't be called upon to intervene. Rachel's a black belt, as you may well know. That's not in the book, I'm telling you that, but you probably already know. She stepped forward to hand over the reservations for herself and Carlos. Mr. Bigham's persistent demands for whatever urgent message he was waiting for continued to drown out normal conversation. Murmurs of disapproval from the guests behind her added to the tense atmosphere he had brought into the lobby. "Who does he think he is?" a man said to the woman with him. "I don't know, but he's got a big mouth." "Another minute and he might have got my fist in it," the man said. The receptionist, named Millie, dealt with Rachel's room booking and swiped her credit card before looking up again. "Welcome to Raffles, Mrs. Jacoby Prince. Would you like me to book you a table for dinner?" "No, thank you. We're here with my parents and my father's handling our dinner reservations. He and my mother checked in earlier. In that case, please enjoy your stay at Raffles." The receptionist handed Rachel 2 room entry cards. "Thank you, we will." Rachel smiled, but the receptionist's attention soon drifted back to Mr. Bigham, who was continuing to make a scene. The next people in line stepped forward, so Rachel moved away from the reception desk to make room for a group of 4. Rachel glared at the odious Mr. Bigham, jabbing his finger in the receptionist's direction, shouting, "You need to train your staff better." Mr. Bigham, evidently not a man to let his deserved humiliation go, glared from one to the other, his face still crimson. "I'll have your connection soon, Mr. Bigham," the manager said, ignoring the man's last remark. Rachel waited for Carlos to return from the baggage storage area with their suitcases. I'm going to fast forward now to continue with the Mr. Bigham bit. The aggressive Mr. Bigham's voice, yelling into one of the hotel's telephone, pierced through Rachel's reverie again. "It must be there by now. Look again. And when you find it, email it to me at this hotel. Stupid woman," he said through gritted teeth, while slamming the phone back down onto its receiver. "I wouldn't want to be the person at the other end of that line," a woman next to Rachel said. "If she's got any sense, she'll hand a notice in," a man replied. Moments later, the manager reappeared from his office, looking relieved as he waved a sheet of paper in his hand. "Here it is, Mr. Bigham. The message you've been waiting for." "About time too." Bigham snatched at it, barely acknowledging the messenger. His eyes greedily scanned the piece of paper. Whatever it contained appeared to calm him. Without another word, he strode away from the desk and headed toward the lifts. So that's the beginning of the book. That's not the end of the first chapter, but that is the beginning of the book. I just thought I'd do short reading. I know not everybody likes author readings these days, and I'm not the best at it, to be honest, but I just thought I'd pop on, say hi. I hope you're well wherever you are in the world. I hope you're enjoying summer if you're in the northern hemisphere, or obviously it's winter, I guess, in the southern hemisphere. But that's all from me for now. Hope you enjoyed that reading. Toxic Cruise Cocktail is available in, at the moment, ebook on Kindle Unlimited if you subscribe to Kindle Unlimited. It's in paperback and hardback and will be very soon in large print. Thanks for listening, and I'll pop in again sometime soon.